Welcome back
to Islamic preacher and apologist. A very big hello and assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh to you all. Now let's get to it. This video is going to be partly in English and partly in Urdu, so please bear with me. Secondly, it's going to be somewhat emotional. It's going to be an angered response, so my voice will sound angry. But first, see what Jay Smith has to say.
Now, we're assuming that he is a prophet. What I would like to ask is there any type of assessment or criteria for a prophet?
No. I think it's important that we do ask this question. It's a debate that's happening in the West. It's a debate that's happening in Europe. Let's just assume that the stories surrounding the Prophet, everything we know about the Prophet Muhammad, their Prophet Muhammad, since they believe it, since they look to him as their paradigm, let's look then and let's assume that that's their authority. Let's now unpack it a bit. And of course, the first question comes up, and that is, what is the criteria for a prophethood? And this is a question that Muslims don't really ask. They just assume he's a prophet. Why? Because the Quran says so. I remember having this conversation almost the first time I went down to Speaker's Corner, and I went to my Muslim there, and I said, can you prove to me that he's a prophet? Well, yes, the Quran says he's a prophet. Okay, well, can you prove that the Quran is authoritative? Oh, yes, Muhammad said it's authoritative. Well, then what gives Muhammad the authority? The Quran. It was just like we were going in a circle. For a lot of Muslims, they don't even question that. It's just assumed that he is the prophet. It's assumed the Quran is authoritative. These assumptions need to be questioned. And so what we're going to do now is look and unpack this and ask, can we even assume he's a prophet? Does he fit the criteria for prophethood? Now, Muslims will say yes.
First of all, there is no such thing as a criteria for prophethood. And I advise you to snap out of it. And let's watch this too. Let's see what this person has to say.
The Book of Noah. I want you to build an ark. It must be like a big boat with 3 decks and a roof over it. Noah did exactly what God told him, okay? I want you to take 2 of every kind of animal with you into the ark. 2 lions, 2 tigers, 2 elephants, and so on.
Prophet Noah, Nuh for the Muslims, stuffed 2 animals of every kind to Noah's ark. Was that a criteria? I mean a prophethood criteria. There was a prophet, Prophet David for the Christians and Prophet Dawood for the Muslims, that killed a giant with 1 slingshot. Was that a criteria? Prophet Jonah, Prophet Yunus for the Muslims, gets stuck inside the mouth of a fish and then comes out. Was that a criteria? Prophet Solomon, Prophet Suleiman for the Muslims, was famous for talking to animals and even birds. Was that a criteria? Do you see this image before you? The Bible photo, Moses and the burning bush. The same event is mentioned in the Holy Quran as Prophet Musa a.s., and both the books agree that Prophet Musa, meaning Moses, got revelations from a burning bush. Was that a criteria? However, nobody then says that that was satanic. However, people are after Prophet Muhammad ﷺ for getting revelations from Angel Jibrail. They talk about how he was squeezed, and they say that that was satanic, but not that Prophet Moses was communicating to Allah through a burning bush. Anyhow, was that a criteria? There was Prophet Joseph, Prophet Yusuf for the Muslims, that gets thrown inside a well, yet gets picked up by king's men. That was the only phenomena that actually happened to him. Was that a criteria? Prophet Job, that is Prophet Ayub for the Muslims, he comes across a disease in every part of his body, yet his heart and his tongue are spared to glorify the Creator. Was that a criteria? There was Prophet Lut, Prophet Lot for the Christians, who guided mankind that homosexuality was prohibited. Was that a criteria? Prophet Adam was famous for going close to the prohibited tree and eating fruit from it. And then he was asked to leave heaven. Was that a criteria? Jesus walked on water. Was that a criteria? Basically, what you're looking for is a criteria for God in which you list the miracles. We're not looking for criteria for God. We're not looking for criteria there is no for God. one set criteria. We're not for looking for prophethood. criteria for God. However, there is a criteria for going to the seventh heaven. You need to know, what is it? Try to answer this question that I asked on my YouTube channel, a question for Christians. What is your criteria for going to the seventh heaven? And now I'm responding to this individual, which is why I have uploaded this video again. This individual said, indeed, Muhammad was just a cult leader, no ties to God. It says in the glorious Quran, Surah 38, let me read it out to you. Let's start from 1 to 8. Saad, these letters, Sad, etc., are one of the miracles of the Quran, and none but Allah alone knows their meaning. By the Quran, full of reminding, nay, those who disbelieve are in false pride and opposition. How many a generation we have destroyed before them, and they cried out when there was no longer time for escape. And they, Arab pagans, wonder that a warner, Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, has come to them from among themselves. And the disbelievers say, this Prophet Muhammad ﷺ is a sorcerer, a liar. Has he made the ilaha gods all in one ilaha, God, Allah? Verily, this is a curious thing. And the leaders among them went about saying, go on, and remain constant to your ilaha, gods. Verily, this is a thing designed against you. 7. We have not heard the like of this among the people of these later days. This is nothing but an invention. 8. Has the reminder been sent down to him alone from among us? Nay, but they are in doubt about my reminder, this Quran. Nay, but they have not tasted my torment. That is my message to you. Anyhow, take care and goodbye, and now I'm going to speak in a different language. And now I will speak in Urdu. ये लोग हमसे पूछते हैं कि ये प्रॉफिट मोहम्मद सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम क्या इनके हजूर बनने की क्राइटेरिया में मौजूद हैं? क्या ये शुमार होते हैं? पहली बात तो ये कि एक पैगंबर बनने का या पैगंबर होने का एक क्राइटेरिया नहीं है, एक सेट क्राइटेरिया नहीं है। प्रॉफिट यूनुस जिन्होंने अल्लाह की खुदाई का दावा किया था, उनके साथ कुछ भी ऐसा आला नहीं हुआ था सवाए इसके कि वो एक मछली के मुंह से बाहर आ गए थे। तो क्या वो एक क्राइटेरिया था? हज़रत मूसा अलैहिस्सलाम को जलती हुई झाड़ी से अल्लाह से हिदायत मिली थी, क्या वो एक क्राइटेरिया था? पैगंबर अय्यूब को अल्लाह ने बीमारी दे के आजमाया, क्या वो एक क्राइटेरिया था? प्रॉफिट सुलेमान को अल्लाह ने एक नेमत दी थी कि वो जानवरों से और परिंदों से बात कर सके, क्या वो एक क्राइटेरिया था? लिहाजा बात यह है कि एक पैगंबर होने का कोई एक सेट क्राइटेरिया नहीं। हर एक पैगंबर को मुख्तलिफ हालातों में डाला गया था और उस तरीके से ताकि इंसान को वो हिदायत दे सके, ताकि हम उनसे कुछ सीख सके। तो एक कोई क्राइटेरिया नहीं। तो बात यह है, आप अपनी किताबों में जाएं, उससे कुछ सीखें, उससे कुछ हासिल कर सकें। इन पैगंबरों में खुदा का क्राइटेरिया मत ढूंढें, वरना शर्क कर बैठोगे। बाकी ये है, अल्लाह सबको हिदायत दे। जज़ाकल्लाह खैर। सुनने के लिए अल्लाह हाफिज़।